Good day, my friends. This is Bob from BBD with Fast and Furious on this lovely Saturday morning. The pollution levels seem to be low. My new acquisition, my beautiful chrysanthemums, I love them the last 15-20 days, but hey, what the hell. But while here it seems all calm, things are not so happening with our farmer community. The scenes that were seen yesterday on the borders, even though finally there were barricades were opened, it was just literally brute strength of the farmers from Punjab and their friends from Haryana that pushed through the barricades. I mean, it's like almost like a siege, and one probably historically this might have been what it looked like when the Mughals invaded Delhi, or when the British hit the Mughals. Who knows? But it was terrible, right? And that's a really distressing sign for a democracy, right? We were built on Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, and we seem to have lost the plot on both, it seems, right? And I read these articles that are extremely distressing. Farmers let into Delhi after clashes at border. Groups at Tikri entry point escorted to Burari. No progress in talks at Singhu border. Amazing, right? Then you have protests may intensify. Farmers from 4 states look to join stir. In fact, they have already indicated they will. That means counterparts in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. They all are going to join the stir, and are not a very happy moment for this government at all, I would say. And and the reason why we have come to this stage is this: talk to the farmer, right? It says the fault of this whole episode lies not in the reforms, but in the way the farm laws were passed and the government's strategy of communication, or lack of it. I would say lack of it. It's like stuffing everything down your throat, like or leave it, my way or the highway. I mean, how long is this going to continue, right? We've already did that with demonetization. And look at this ready to hold talks, remove misunderstandings, Toma. This statement just tells you what everybody in power, whether it's the Congress, whether it's the BJP, they think they're doing these farmers a favor. It is their goddamn duty to be talking to the farmer. They're in the government to serve the people of this country. What do you folks think? Should they be saying, ready for talks? They should be out there with open arms and talking. In fact, they should have been talking way before these laws were passed. We wouldn't have come to this pass. And then, as you see, this Pratap Bhanu Mehta writes, and this is very important that I want to read out. Winds from Punjab sense that farmers will be at receiving end of large changes, not shaping them, propels show of strength. And what do we have here? There is a sense that if the government can get away with promulgating such significant legislation without adequate consultation with the farmers, it will sound the death knell of a farmer as a political force. And that's really important for us to understand. For the central government, the existential stakes are high. It draws a lot of its political capital from being able to show that it could not care a damn. The hubris is the lack of consultation, refusal to build a consensus in the state. The trampling over federalism is a feature, not a bug. It's a feature in the way it does legislation. And that's the important part, right? Given the BJP's, this is another point to remember, which is what I said, it's not in the DNA, right? Given the BJP's urban base, it probably calculates that even in Punjab, it will at very least not be worse off as a result of this agitation. It's playing with fire if it's got this thought, but he may be right? Over the last few years, it has become more and more difficult to protest in public spaces because of arguments that the public will be inconvenienced, the instinctive suspicion that the courts have of popular protest, and the ideological construction of any protest as signifying malcontent without a cause. Governments are also wary of letting crowds collect as a show of strength, and so the impulse is to make it difficult to express protests. Okay, this is a problem. Partly it puts all protesters in a catch-22. Either you don't protest, or if you protest, you are by definition breaking the law. This situation will produce the kinds of horrible scenes we have seen on the Punjab-Haryana-Delhi border, with barricades and water cannons being used. But more importantly, by not allowing peaceful protests, we in the long run increase rather than decrease the risk of violence. And if violence breaks out, the political dynamics can shift. Important. Given the far-reaching changes we need in agriculture in Punjab, it is important that the trust between the state and the farmer remains, folks, and that's important. Cheers.